Awesome. So guys, we're going to be redesigning this UI live. Double tap your screen. I don't want to start now. If I start now, I'm not stopping. Let me share this link to my community, guys. All right. Bonjour. Good evening, guys. How are you all doing? Hope you guys had a great day. Okay. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Right. So tell me, can you guys hear me clearly? Or you can't? Just let me know. Can you guys hear me clearly? Feel free to rotate your screen. Okay. If you can hear me clearly, tell me you can. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the response. We're going to be redesigning this slide. This is from one of my students, okay, and one of my one of my community members, right? And we're going to be redesigning this slide, okay. And I pretty much, the goal is that I'm going to be able to impact him with principles that would help him redesign this later on better. Okay, there's so many flaws in this design. In as much as so many things he did right, okay, I mean, you can't entirely write this design off because in some sense these buttons you can still click on them, right? You can still, they still look clickable, right? They still look somehow functional. This here with the pricing, I mean, you can see it's using primary color here instead of semantic colors, and here you can see that it works, but it can be more harmonized and it can have more hierarchy. Okay, it can be more complementary instead of contending. You see, they're fighting with each other pretty much. Yeah, we're just going to redesign this, make it look really good. And then this place, I love what he did here. I think this is supposed to be F, right? Fondly, fast, safe, and consistent. I always tell UI designers or UX designers that it's not their responsibility to design logo, or if you can, it's a plus for you. Okay, for you to make more money, excluding your UX or UI design job, right? Right. So give me one more trigger. Are we ready? Yes. Say yes. 3 years in the comment section, and we are on our way to designing. 3 years on the comment section, and we are on our way to starting to design. All right. I think we are good to go. All right. So firstly, this is good design. I've said that already, right? And there's no such thing as bad design. There's only better designs, right? And better is relative to the design principles you are exposed to and how much you can rightly implement them. All right? Okay, let's go. Now, firstly, let's have our frame. Okay, our frame is gonna be, at any point in time you stop hearing me, please let me know. Okay, and while you are watching the screen, do well to tap your screen if you are so concerned about impacting others, so the light can reach so many other people. All right, so we're going to start by having a frame. Sorry, somebody has to join this live in the text. So guys, I said double tap. All right. So we're going to start by having a frame, right? And this frame, the first thing you want to do here is to set out your words, your layout grid. Okay, the layout grid, you probably want to do change. You click here, your top right. Okay, I think this is. Aha, I see. Comment is on the screen, so you guys are not seeing clearly. You guys should have said that. What are we removing from the screen? Yeah, good. Okay, better experience. Now, start. You click on the right, layout grid, click it. Now, layout grid simply means that you want to create a grid system or a spacing system that works for the overall layout. So, a lot of people mistake overall spacing for micro spacing or layout spacing for micro spacing. I'm about to give you clarity on that. Follow me, okay? Because I'm looking at the screen right now and I can see where couple of layout and micro spacing were implemented. Okay, right guys, shout out to Tommy, she's here. Okay, now column grid. You click on your plus, let's take that again. Shows grid, click on the grid settings, okay, and then you click on the column grid. I normally would say for mobile device, make use of 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns, right? Because it is easy for you to, it is divisible by 2. So that way it can easily be made responsive, right? When you want to work on a tablet or a web design view, it's easy, right? Alright, so now we're gonna do 4 counts. We're gonna make the margin 24. Now margin can either be 24 or 16. Sometimes your margin can be 20. Alright, but recommendedly I would say 24 and 16. Alright, good. Um, After that, we're going to make the gutter say right around 16. Okay, gutter simply means the space in between your column grid. Okay, this space you see here. So if you perceive that your composition probably needs a lot more spacing, you probably want to make your gutter more, right? Again, we're going to talk about that. Now, after that, I think we're good, right? I'm just going to jump right into the design. But I'm going to start with black and white. Some sort of mid fidelity, low fidelity kind of thing, right? And the reason you start with black and white is so you can get your overall layout properly. I mean, you can understand your structure, your spacing, you can see all of the spacing, clear eyes in black and white. That way, it is difficult to miss to have a blind spot in your layout when you start with black and white, right? Okay, now after that, let's go ahead. So I'm a frame person, I probably will just draw this frame here. Okay, now again, just so you know, we redesigning this app, we're not necessarily changing the entire design. We just want to correct where we see principles are not rightly applied and apply them. Okay, and then I'm going to mention those principles while I am designing. Good, good. Now we're going to have this. Okay, probably going to make this black. All right, we're going to have a quick text that says quick action. Okay, I'm going to make use of product, let's say, or DM sans, or we could do, give me a suggestion, inter. I know inter people now are happy. No, let's do poppins. Poppins people are plenty here. Let's do DM sans. Yes, we'll do DM sans. Alright. Now after the entrance, never be only Montserrat. It's Montolive. So quick answer, right? Now you can see my sizing is right around 14 or 16. The reason you do 14 or 16 is because these are standard text for body for mobile device. These are body text. This is a body text. Now, stay with me here. Now, there are different styles you can design, right? There are times where you probably want to blow this up to be somewhere around something like this, right? Or something like this, and then maybe reduce the opacity. You just want to play with a unique layout, right? It actually works sometimes. Okay, probably I will show you some of the designs I've done like that before the ending of the live. Okay, so now we're going to have that 18. Sometimes it's too big. Stay with me. The idea is to get now the way sizing works, right? Sizing is relative to every other element size on the document, on the composition. So you can't really tell which size is going to be appropriate until you already have other elements going on around. It's supposed to be relative, okay? But standardly for body text, talking about 16 and 14. If you're on web, you probably want to explore 18, right? Because when you're dealing with web, of course, you know that the resolution is a lot more, it has a lot more depth, which makes it difficult for users to see. So when it's 18, it's a lot more easier for them to see. Okay, now bear in mind while we are making it 18, we are making it bold. So that way it's not regular, it's not medium, it is bold, right? I'm not even feeling the bold just yet because it does not have as much class for me compared to popping, right? So popping a lot more thicker, it has extra bold, it has black, and so on, right? So the entrance is limited. We're going to go back to poppings, right? Okay, now pay attention, right? Okay, let me not even talk about, like, I'll talk about the details. Now, you see this particular text here. Now you can see that it's somehow far apart, which suggests that our letter spacing is a bit off. It's already 0.1 there. We probably want to take it back to 0, right? Or maybe make it a lot more tighter, right? Say maybe 0.02 pixel, right? A lot more tighter, right? That way it looks more put together. Okay, so do this quick action. All right, now have that. While we are having that, we can go to this section. Now there are times that, so how do we get the top bar? I normally have this asset, right? I just fetch from. So let's say iPhone, right? You can just type iPhone, uh, iOS. I think it's iOS, not iPhone. I don't want to open another project where, so I can just type GIT. My Figma almost crashed. So. Lord Jesus, what's going on? Alright, I'm just going to pick it from one of the projects I have done. Say linear, right? So this is where I like explore different designs. I'm just going to pick the top bar. This is what I need. Right? Status bar, sorry, it's called status bar. I'm going to pick it up and then I'm just going to paste it here and make it black. Right? Alright. Alright guys. Now I think the radius should be around like say, sorry, the padding should be right around 24. Alright, so we have that. Now we want to have this, the name and the hello okay, right? Now there are ways to look at this, right? I mean, come to think about it, is hello okay, is it necessary or we want to put username there? Think about UX. You get, so platforms like OPay, platforms like Payday, platforms like what's the name? Platforms like Cheaper Cash, they all have IDs right at the top left or top right or somewhere, right, where you can easily just send your username to whoever want to send you money within the ecosystem. All right. So we probably want to have username there, right? What do you think, guys? Should we have username? Hmm. All right. Let me have username. I'll call that username Tony. Hi, Pascal. All right. Okay. That might spell it wrong. We'll call it Tommy XYZ1. All right. So this should does not really have to be bold, right? It could be around maybe say semi bold. But then again, just stay with me, guys. This design is about to get a lot more better. All right. So we just expand it, and then here we can call an eclipse inside the auto layout. Okay, so let me explain this thing what I did. See this guy here, I turned it to an auto layout, which means that if I call elements there, the someone just sits well. It's supposed to be your image, right? And then I can call like a field in that auto layout, make it light shaded, give it border radius, and just slap it right around here. Okay, now sorry, stay with me, guys. I'm looking for this profile picture. Does it work? How does it open it? Like, does it actually open it? Does it render the picture? It does. Oh my god. So we're just going to copy this picture here, right? Bring it back down, paste it inside. All right, it's not looking all perfect, so we're just going to print it out. Wait, what happened? What happened there? Take it out, right? Now we'll crop it, right? You're allowed to crop. You know what we'll do? Yeah, you're allowed to crop, right? Make sure it's look. So one of the flaws with cropping is these guys have not been able to implement ratio, and that's really terrible, right? Probably I would raise it up as a community ticket. They've not been able to do that. I think they will be able to. I think they should do that right, like right around say sometime before the launch of the conference, before the start of the conference. So I'm going to this guy Eclipse cannot stay. I have to use a frame, right? So I'm going to remove that that Eclipse there, right? And I'm going to put this picture in a frame. But I'm going to flip the frame, right? And I'm going to make the border radius right around 50. Okay, and then I'm going to reduce the size and increase it a lot more to get that way it can sit, we can take away the extra whatever that is there. I mean, the picture is pixelated, but then again, it works. All right. So this here, 16 reading might just be too much because by the time you zoom out, you now start to see that that thing is not really as important as you think it is. So you probably want to make it right around 13. No jokes, actually, and make sure this picture inside is on scale left and right, on scale top and bottom, because it is inside a frame. So when we scale the frame, we expect the picture to scale alongside, right? Because we are going to scale the frame. So we probably want to make the picture around 20, around 16, right? This year we made it around 13. The spacing in between probably want to make it around 8, right? I think I touched something. Okay, I touched what do you call it, vertical layout, right? So here you probably want to make this guy around say 12, okay, and then top and bottom you will make it around say 8. Both sides really can be 8. Left, right, bottom, left, everything can be 8. So this spacing is looking a lot more too much. You can bring it to right around 6 or 4, right? So that way you see that it looks more like it. Let's render our design while we are giving all of those stats here. So for people asking how do you bring up your preview like so. It's simple. All you just have to do is to click on the there, your preview, you drop down here, and then the preview brings out like a render screen for you, like so. Okay, so I still feel like the spacing top and bottom needs to be less. Do you get? Because it's looking like, I don't know whether it's just only me, it's looking far apart. Probably because of my what do you call it? My line height for my text. Let's try something. Actually not. Yeah, it is because of my line height. So if I should say make this horizontal and then tighten the line height a lot more, see, it sits better. Guys, it sits better. Alright? Now, but actually somehow looking small now. See, this is why I use, what do you call it? This is why I use my phone to prototype whenever I prototype. That way I can always test my design almost real time. Okay, to make that picture bigger, this here 14 would do. We won't die if we do 14, right? And then increase this space to right around 6. Okay, alright, so we have that now. We're going to be making use of Iconly package, right? Iconly. So which Iconly? Yes, Iconly Pro. I like their icon package. It just works. It just works. It just works for me. It's loading up, right? So what we're going to get here is a simple notification, sorry, notification icon, right? Are you guys with me? Type yes, and then we continue. I'm going to be making use of, so how icon works is there are different style. There's the light style, okay, probably, which means like more like stroke, right? And there is the light outline, okay, which is still more like stroke, okay. And there is the bold, which is filled, like fill icon, do you get? And then there is the broken high pressures, okay, which is more like, now the owner of the design is here, right? Broken, right, which is like another style, is outline or say broken element. So I'm going to be making use of bulk because I want it to be somehow too shaded. It's a really nice feel, guys. Really nice. It gives your design really nice feel. So we're just going to drag it out wherever it dropped. I do not know where it dropped. Here we enter the designer. So I'm just going to undo. I'm going to call this right around here. Alright. So I'm going to drag it in. Going to call it, turn into a component. Sorry guys, I probably should delete this guy. I use it for one of my class, gradients class, a big video that I posted. So turn this to a component. Now the reason I always turn this to a component is so I can have the pack, I can have like my icons declared somewhere, more like an icon library. So whenever I'm importing any new icon to my design, I turn it into a component and make use of an instance. You see, so this is an instance of this. So if I want to track this element, wherever this element is, I'll just right click and say go to main components and it will take me there. Now if you don't know that, now you know. These two here, now there are two ways you can look at this. Either you want to make it centered or you want to make it top around, right? Alright, and then make sure this is clickable. 24 does not work for something you want to click on. So I probably will be looking around 32, okay, right around 32, even 40, right? Because if the thumb if the thumb is meant to touch this element, it should be a lot more bigger, right? A lot more bigger. Do you get me? All right. So this something is wrong with my network connection, or Figma. Something is wrong with Figma because I think this thing is not rendering. Is it? It is. Anyway, it looks big enough. Let's try 40. Now 40 looks big, almost too big. So keep it right around 32. Alright. Now if you see how I scale my element, right? You see sometimes I break the 8 grid principles. Sometimes I use 8, sometimes I use 16, sometimes I use 24. And now that's me scaling by 8, right? But you see sometimes I use like 12, right? Sometimes I use 6. That's me adding 2, right? Do you get me? So sometimes I break the principles. You don't have to, like, if you're starting from 8, you're always allowed to add 4 and add 2, right, to your increment if it is not giving you the appeal you need in your spacing. Don't get rigid with your spacing. It must first appeal to your eyes even before to the standards and the rules. If it does not appeal to your eyes, then there's something wrong with the rules you are following. Okay, always leave room for flexibility. Alright, so we align this to the top. Okay, now moving forward, now we have this card. Let's tackle this card. I love what you did here. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but you are violating so many mental models. I mean, the cards, if you check your phone, the card that is in your bank app, OPay, Kuda, Access Bank, and the likes, they are a little bit peculiar, they are unique. But there's one thing they have in common is the position of their hide my balance button. They're either putting it at the top somewhere around here. I think this is where Kuda puts theirs. I can't remember, or they put it somewhere around here, or they put it directly to their figure. But your own, you want to now put it with due balance. Now let's fix that. So let's give this card a border radius of 24. Okay. Now when you do that, I'm making sure I'm respecting my space. I'm saying I'm going to make this here, spacing to this here should be right around 24. Now, after that, we're going to copy this text here, turn it into white. I don't like stress. Now change this to view balance. Alright. Now view balance is not as important, so it should not be too big and bold as it is. We want to make it right around 13, right, and probably semi bold, medium, right around that. Okay. Now what is important is the figure which you got like correctly. Kudos for that, right? You got correctly. Now we're going to blow that up. Blow it up. Boom. Right around here. Now let me see how 2.5 million will look. There's something happening in this place here. I don't know whether it's only me that thinks I've seen it. Good job. I'm coming. Let me render my design first. Let me play this here. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. Figma is glitching. I kid you not. I'm not even joking, guys. Figma is glitching. I mean, permission to go ahead. We're going to work with what we have, guys. Alright. Until I seriously, let me see. I think there's an icon somewhere. Aha, it works now. Alright. So here, settle it center. Here. Alright, guys. Now you see. Let's just keep this amount right around 500 million. I don't like seeing too many figures. Not much. I like plenty money in my account. But in my designs, I like to keep it not all that plenty. So we could do both. right? Bold. Don't you love it? Now let's go to iconly now. Let's get our I button. Sorry, our I icon. Now here it's called show or it's called I. I know it's called show or it's called I. Which is it going to be? Show works perfectly. We could go to our book style and then simply pick this guy out of it. Okay, now this is not actually going to work because we need the one that is, we need for show and we need for hide. So I'm going to check, just give me a few seconds, let this load up. So I'm going to drag for show, just paste it here as it come, as it come. Okay, show, and then I'm going to drag for hide. Let's see if there's going to be hide for that same icon style. Oh my god, there is this guy. Boom. So this two looks more like it. So that other one will replace it. So let's find another show icon. So this here. You're going to see what I'm talking about really quick. So let's drag this to, no, let's drag this. I need this, right? Let me do hide again. I want to test. It's good you test. It's good you explore. Guys, it's good. You just do your thing. Now, in attempt of testing, I don't know have access to this guy. I can't click this guy. I can click this guy here. Alright. Oh, shit. Because I'm messing with. Oh, it's a pro. It's a pro version. So, click out. Always click out so it does not replace it. I don't know why Figma has been behaving like that. Alright. Now, this guy here, I'm going to move this show here. Right. I'm turning it to a component. I'll bring it right around here. Sorry, I'll drag an instance right here. I'll change the color selection to white. Do you think this works, guys? Do you think it works? Maybe not. Thumb row, it should be around 32, 40. Does it work? Does it work, guys? So my spacing, really, I'll just pay attention, make this right around 8, both sides 8, or say maybe 16. 16 will be pushing it, but it works. Don't pay attention to the weights in this place. Figma is moving mad very well. Like, I'm moving very, very mad today. Alright. So what the hell is wrong with these guys? Alright. So we're done with that. Now there's something we did that I really like. Now this view balance can actually be at the bottom, right? Or can be at the top. Okay. Again, you are allowed to explore, know what works, and medium is not doing it, so I probably want to try semi-bold, and this minus 0.2 pixel that is there, I probably want to bring it to around 0, because when the text is getting smaller, you want a lot more spacing in the text so it can be more readable. Pay attention, take note of that. When your text gets smaller, you need more line height spacing so your text can be more readable. I'm not saying you should overdo it though. I just took my back to 0. It was minus before. I just took my back to 0. Alright? So, yep, that. Alright? You know, I could actually say, take this balance thing here. Do you know design? If the only person that gets the limit in this designing thing is you and yourself. Oh. Guys, you and yourself, guy. You and yourself. I'll take this guy right around here. Bring this down. Right? change this to total balance because your text was not even sitting with me. Which one is view balance? You wrote view balance. I didn't even see it. Why are we having view balance concept? I didn't even think about it until now. Why? But again, I understand. This guy here might just be too unnecessarily bright, so I want to make it just darker a little bit. Okay, you get me? So here, make this 32 right around here. Now you can actually explore again putting this here, or putting it at the bottom, or putting it at the top, or putting it at the side. You get me? So, right, because now, if, see, that scenarios where you do not actually want it to be there, you want like maybe currency, you want to change your account based on currency, say things are going on, right? So let's give an example. A use case would be, let me go to icon 5. Okay, let me fetch something there for you guys. Now, if you're going to use this kind of style here, you probably don't want to do that with this. So you probably want to keep this right around plain. You want it to be like this. Okay. Now, let's say Naira, Nigeria, my country. I love my country. You know that, right, guys? I love my country. I'm going to take the rounded one because this is what I need. In as much as no Nigerian green is giving, what do you call them? So again, if I don't forget, Timothy, practice what you teach. Turn it into what? Let me turn it into what? Into a component so you can make use of the variant. So bring this right around here, change it, scale it down. I normally would just cut it. This guy is already auto layout, so if I paste it inside and take this right around here, right, and then increase the padding, but the padding is not working. Who can tell me why? Why is the padding not working? Anybody tell me why is the padding not working? Like I'm controlling the padding and it's not working. Anybody that tells me gets like, if you tell me, I'll send you 2K like after the live. Pay attention to the screen, right? Tell me why is the padding not working? Nope, that's not why. Tell me why is this padding not working? It's only one answer. There's only one answer, and the options in the answer are just two. Why is the padding not working? I'm waiting, guys. Alright. Okay, so I mean, you wouldn't really know because you're not the one interacting with the design. But then again, the padding is not working because it is unfixed. If it was on hog, the padding will work. That's how auto layer works. I'll change this to hog and the padding starts to work. Aha, oh my god, and I thought that. Nah, you didn't. You didn't. So change the spacing to around 8, right? And then change this to ngn, right? Because it does not. That's a very broad question. You be politician. You be politician. Which one is because it does not align with your auto? No, because it does not align with my destiny. I promise I'm whining you. Now we have this. So we could go ahead. Where is our icon guy? Icon Pro. And what are we fetching there? We are fetching an icon, a drop down icon. Can we go? Can we push this thing? Can I design? Somebody say design on. I can't picture this. Alright, let's get an icon for down. Okay, we're going to use an icon for down. So probably we want to use an outline icon. Let's get an icon, right? Oops, nah, we want something fill. The name of the icon is called Iconly Pro. They have a free version, they have a pro version. So we're going to be taking this icon that. So the way icon really works, make sure you're not selecting any element, you just drag it out and we are game. So this guy here will turn it into a component and will drag the instance, holding my alt key right around inside here. If I want to put it inside here, I'll just open it and then I'll click on that, paste it, turn this to white, okay, and scale this to right around 16. No wonder for 16, guys. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, we just catered for a use case. See, this was supposed to be meant for international and local transaction. So for your international and local wallet. Okay, now what you did here would have worked, right? If only it was well placed. So now, just so you know, right? And that's the thing. I affirm I'm going to make a good creative director. You know why? Because I see the bright side of this design here. No jokes. Now let's do something. Let's cook. Who says your card has to be this way? Who says it? Who created the standard? I mean, the model that has existed in the industry for some time has been like that. But who says you are not allowed to be creative? Who says? I beg. So here you see I just increase the length of the card, right? And I'm gonna preview for you. I'm gonna preview. So we have this now, right? And then we're going to then increase this to this and to this, right? And you see that. Now here is a very delicate point. You must make sure you don't go wrong in this point. You must make sure. And you know why I think this idea is even brilliant? I think this is brilliant because thanks, Almond. I think this your idea is even brilliant because I feel like depending on the account you are on, right? Make sure this is 16 here, and then make sure this here is 16. Let's cater for this spacing. Let's say 16 and let's say 16. Right? Now, alright, makes sense. Now, thanks Almond. See here, I'm going to drop this down a little bit. Okay. Now, this guy here can be relative to or can respond to this particular feature here. So depending on the account, the action here can change. Can I print design? You see, and principle of proximity, as I explained to this lady yesterday, it creates relationship. Now you can tell that the element inside of this is in a relationship with every other element that is within this container. Can I print? Good. Now we have that, right? We can go ahead and start putting our action. But again, our action has to be very smart. There are different ways we can do this action shape, right? There's so many ways it can go wrong. While you guys are enjoying the lectures, you also want to double tap your screen. 14 people. If you guys double tap your screen back, this life will double. I can assure you. Alright. So for the frame, right? We're going to now this is me wanting to explore. No, nobody should hold me ransom. This is me wanting to explore, right? I'm going to click here, a frame, right? And I'm just going to say, what's the word? Create another shade, right? And I'm going to create another duplicate, okay? And another duplicate. I want to cook. I'm about to cook here, guys. You just know I'm about to cook. I'm going to turn this into an auto layout for a reason, right? I'm going to expand it a bit. I'm going to still be maintaining my 16. So when you zoom in, you see that you start to see lines. Each of these lines means 1 pixel. So when you move it by 1 line, you can rest assured that you just minus 1 pixel and now it is 16. For those people who do not know. Now, this your element inside now. I've already made this auto layout bar. Means I can make this field container. Now you see that. Now I can decide to make this like different shades. Do you get me? I can decide to make these different shades. Like we cook here, like serious cooking is about to go on here. Serious cooking. Serious cooking. Now we can make this like right around now, assuming we want to have three actions there. Oh. That's the assumption. Now, if we want to have four actions, we can add one more and say make it lighter. Can I cook? It now looks like a color palette. Must be nice. Is design not just interesting, guys? Alright, I just turned this on auto layout. Now let's start to fetch our icon. Okay, and again, this is experimentation. Nobody's holding me ransom, right? Because if it does not work for me, but I can just make this guy back. See, do you know the beauty of auto layout? It makes your life so easy. I could make this say 8% grip, right? And I could click on this frame literally, give spacing inwardly, say 8, say the actual spacing of the element, give it padding, say 8, give it padding up and down, say 8, and we're already having something entirely different. Oh no. Let me off my layout and zoom in so you can see what we're talking about. Now you see that. Now this way, this represents a button, a button, a button, and a button. Action. Right? But then let's cook from the initial level, right? Let's not fly too much. I'm excited, so I'm being too spontaneous with this. But yeah, I'm just trying to show you how this thinking thing works, right? Okay, and now back, we're going to summon our icon package. Now remember, guys, this your guy here. So okay, well, let's not talk about linking cards yet because everything works together. Probably will do one or two prototypes for you guys. I probably will do one or two prototypes. Okay, now see, the transformation is already happening, guys. You just pay attention to this. Pay attention. Alright? Now, let's go right around. Let's say plus. At this point, right, I actually want to use feather icon because I want my elements there to be outlined. Let's cook with feather icon. Let's cook, and I'll tell you the difference between those two elements, those two icons. Whenever you want to do, say, you want to use outline icons, I would always recommend feather. Here you can get plus this, right? Here you can get send this. Okay, here you can get receive. You type down, you find this arrow that's pointing here. This, right? And I don't think insight is necessary because we'll make the card. I'll show you these things, right? I'll show you. Okay, so that's like a very good summary feature. But then I think there are other things you could put there that are of more priority in insight. To send and receive. Now let's talk about this card very well. Let's be serious. I'm seeing add, I'm seeing send, I'm seeing receive. What's the difference between add and receiving? Is add not supposed to still give you options to receive money? Is there anybody under the sound of my voice? Exactly. So it sounds like tautology to me, except maybe boya. No, it's repetition. There's no even, you can't wing it. You are just making the design unnecessarily ambiguous. Okay, that's an English there. That's an English. Alright. So what are other options we can add there? Any suggestion from the comment section? Let's be on fire. I want us to be literally on fire, right? You could have maybe withdraw. That's still the same thing as transferring money, guys. Abi, I might be wrong, oh. You know the thing. Or withdraw should take them to where they can generate their card. Hmm. I need input, guys. Give me input. Give me input. What are you guys saying? Can I skip the graphic land? I was thinking add by bank card. I see. Is for more feature. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Now we're thinking, right? Now we're thinking, guys. We are thinking. Now, this is the redesign. Stay with me. Alright? Now we're thinking. I love the more session, but instead of saying add, I mean you could literally just say more. And that more could just be in this format. Just something like this. Something like this. And literally write it more. Do you get me? So yes. So I'm liking what we're getting. I'm liking what we're getting. And this here, one of them can be okay, let's start. Let's start with this. Let's start with this. So remember this guy here, we paste it inside. So we can make all these cards here inside. We could make all of them auto layout, guys. We could convert them to auto layouts individually, turn them to auto layouts. All of them will be auto layouts. So that way we can manage our content inside properly. So we change this to top up. 16 obviously is too much, right? You want to put it right around center because the plus is going to be joining it. You want it to be vertically aligned, right? So you probably want these two now to be together, or maybe not, or you can just manage the spacing with the overall card. Okay, so when you are building your atom and your molecules, you would know how to what the word structure your design better. How to structure your elements better. Now you see you have top of guys. I mean, if you're not excited about this design, then I probably I don't know, because I don't know, I'm super excited about it. Super excited. I've never seen this design anywhere before. I'm not even joking. I've never seen this kind of uniqueness before anywhere. You see, since we started designing, guys, we don't even check Dribble, we've not checked Pinterest, we've not checked anywhere. And I have not checked any before. This was spontaneous. It has been spontaneous all the way, right? And I've been mentioning all of the principles we've been applying. So those are principles you can literally apply in any design you are currently working on. You see me, right? Now we have top up, right? We have that. Probably we start to have we need to start configuring all of these. So I'll just copy this to these guys here. All of them should be vertical spacing should be right around 4. I'm adjusting like this spacing. I want it to be centered. So when I'm pasting my element inside, it's just sitting well like this. And this is not even 2. So the spacing for all of this should be around 2. Something like this. Okay. Now so I can just be pasting and pasting, right? So here we have right around, we can see, what do we have here? Transfer. You see? And here we can have nothing. We can just make it 3. One is transfer, one is the other one, and one is more. More here is this, and I'll tell you why we have been using instance. So here you can just come here and type more, the name of one of the master icons, and just populate for you and make everything white. here transfer is sending out, so something probably like this. We want to use the same icon there, right? Okay, yeah. Anything that make your network mess up in this class, Jesus, it's not every day you see this class. So anyways, all right, so now we have something right around like this, guys. I'm feeling it, right? So let's just go ahead and do other stuff, and then we'll come back to make this a lot more cleaner. I'm excited. Okay, so quick action. This quick action now, you can put all of your utilities and so on and so forth. Now, since we already have like a format as this, we probably want to maintain the same mental model. Not mental model, that's wrong. I've overused that word. Same style. So what you want to do here is increase the spacing, right? You want to increase the spacing of that element in between. I probably want to turn off the fill, right? Inside the element, I want to make everything well rounded. So the container that is holding it, I'm not going to make it round. I'll make individual icons, say elements right around it. So let me explain that. So a lot of people might not understand what's going on. So let's take it back. Remember, I dragged this guy here. This is the guy I dragged it here. Pay attention to this element. If you're rotating your screen, rotate your screen. Let's talk. Now, this guy here, the individual auto layout inside of it, right? And these individual auto layouts are encapsulated by a parent auto layout, right? And the parent auto layout is what has border radius of 20, right? Not the individuals. So if I turn the parent, if I turn off the corner radius to 0, you see that everything is flat. Now I'll go ahead to make these individuals, right? I'll make them right around 16, right? Now you can see that there's like a background behind it, which is coming from the parent auto layout. I'm turn that off. Now you see we are left with this. Now there's no spacing. Our parent auto layout, you can give it a spacing that will distinguish, that would automatically just add spacing between the child elements. Now we have something right around here. Now I'm going to turn my grid on, and I'm going to make sure this sits well. I'll increase this right around here. Now these are 3. I can make this 4, something like this. The spacing in between can align with our overall layout, which is right around 16, guys. Okay, now you see we are what? Cooking. All right, we are cooking. Now I'm still not comfortable just yet, because I feel that there are a lot of limitations here, right? An example would be, let's say for the quick action, what do we want to have? We probably want to have airtime here. Okay, that's it. Well, that works. Probably want to have data here. That works. You probably want to have TV here. That works. Probably want to have electricity. Ha! Now that's a long word. CT. Aha! Now you see my problem. The spacing no longer works. Now, just so you know, your your spacing does not always have to align with your overall spacing. We can literally make this 8% close together. Let's say it will make your design not so much. So depending on the colors and the shades you are using, right, you can still actually get it really right with your spacing being 8. So that's what I was telling people about micro space. Now there's something called overall space, layout spacing, which is what you see here, and there's something called micro spacing. Don't always allow your your layout spacing, which is from your overall gutter, so your overall layout grid, to shape the perception of your entire spacing. See, So your micro spacing can be independent and your layout spacing can be independent. Wherever you need to align with your layout spacing, then your overall spacing or your parent spacing, go for it. But in this case, we are just going to make use of independent 8 using our 8-point row space, right, which is micro spacing, right? So now we are left with something like this. Okay, now bear in mind we can duplicate this into this, and now we have something like this. Can I hear praise the Lord? All right, so we're done with that. Here we could just go right, and then we could say transactions. Okay, and I see you have C all there. That's a nice one. You know your colors are really your colors are really confused, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so now I see you using green here and using purple most of the cases. This is not supposed to be a secondary. I probably this even if this is a secondary color, you are wrong. You're not supposed to use secondary color here. You're supposed to use a primary color, which is like your purple, right? So probably would implement this your purple on these designs, and then we know what's up, right? So let's do that, right? Ouch, ow, sorry. I think sorry guys. I start wrongly. I start wrongly. Right, back to the design. Hope you guys can still hear me. Alright, so um let's go on. So these two here can be say right around 16. So we only see this is a row, this is another row. We're joining it together, and just here could be around 16, then the spacing between this could be around 24, which is what it is now. Alright, so this is your transaction items. Interesting. Let me give you guys a gist, right? Do you know? So the company I work for, right? Do you know we spent over like 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, just to deciding what is going to be, how this thing is going to be structured, but for a different model, like more like for a different model, right? We spent 2 weeks, and after like couple of research, I begin to like it now dawned on me, right? There are different use cases to transactions, right? If the primary model of transaction is say make payments, right, and to transfer and to pay bills and stuff like that, then you can say orient it in a type of way. But say you want to use it for loan, investment, and the likes, guy, then more complexity has just been added, because if you're transacting, you probably will be transacting from a particular plan, a particular fund, liquidating from here, liquidating from there. And for your transaction to function, you have to specify it there. For your transaction items to function, you have to specify it there. Okay, so we're going to do something right now. I like this. Actually like this. Transfer to Fundly. Now you see what you did here. This is like within this shows that this transaction happened within the ecosystem. That's probably why you went to go and make it purple color. And that's actually smart. Transact to other banks. You still made it purple. I mean, I really do not know why at this point, but I will tell you how this stuff works. Stay with me. Now this is where you apply the semantics rule. Okay. Now this guy here should be 16. 16 works, or I could just put it at 14. I don't want it to be that big. This guy here should be 16, right? Because it's the heading. Now you see it's actually working quite well. Quite well, guys. Working quite well. So let's go ahead, right? And I'm going to make this, I'm just going to get this here. Do you know that I can actually just drag this auto layout? Simple. Drag one of these auto layouts, right? Take away the text. Put the border radius rounded. Base. I don't like stress, never, not in my life. Right? Somewhere around here. We could make this a size 56 for width and height. Again, I'm using my 8-point grid to scale. A lot of people are dropping off. I think probably it's already night for them, but they don't know what they are missing. Oh, hey, because I've not even touched the main part. But guys, we are rounding up. While we are rounding up, just make sure you are double tapping on this your life. Alright, and fill will reduce your opacity a little bit. Just so you know, we can make it thicker depending on the style you want to adopt to. But for a more subtle style, right, you could go like this. Okay, but now we're going to cater for debit. There's two types of transactions. Majorly, there's debit and there's credit, meaning positive and there's negative, right? Now, pay attention. If that is the case, then think, okay, what are you saying? I am saying that, right? You can have an icon like so. This that is pointing what? Debit, right? Or sorry, credit or debit. This is debit because it's going out, sending out and sending in. Krisha, what spacing do you use between the top bar and the frame? Brilliant question. I stick with my 8-point grid, but I don't think I even fixed that. I didn't fix that. I probably would just stay around 8. Why? Because this guy already has a padding, right? Already has quite a padding. So if you check, there's already a padding of right around 16 happening there. So this two here, spacing should be right around 8. So if you do 8 plus 16, we are talking about 24 in total. So yep, right about something like that. Now let's proceed. Now this here can be 24, it works, or it can be 16. I mean, okay, 16 is not quite pronounced. And this is again where you, ladies and gentlemen, you break the 8-point grid. That's if you're using 4-point grid, they're good. If you're using 2-point grid, they're good. So I'm just going to use 20 here. Alright, so after that, let's just go ahead here and say make this right around say minus 20, right here, put mirror here, and then here we do to Timothy. So you guys to spend on me, send me money, send me money. See here, 13 size, and then here we go right around medium. High honor the genius himself. Here we can make this the time. You can say 2 hours, say 2 hours ago, right? So this guy, remember, it's right around 16. Turn it into an auto layout. Close up the spacing for both of them. Make sure it works. You see, this align center. GKet, in fact, I think she's sending me 200k today. So here, these two here, I'm going to turn it to an auto layout. These two here, I'm going to auto layout it, right? And these two here, I'm going to turn it into an auto layout, right? And I'm going to turn this to an auto so I can make sure it's well aligned to right around here. Now remember guys, we've not even added color to this design. This design is just in black and white. Alright, I'm going to paste, I probably would post this, I'm not sure. Now, semantics guys, back to semantics, let's not derail. I'm going to increase the sizing a little bit vertically. I'm going to reduce this. When there is debit is when they say everywhere don't red. You know wetin dey cause everywhere to red? Na too much debit. So it's only right you use red color. It's only right. Everywhere don't red. It's debit that used to cause it. We make the spacing there. Vertically, this red here, I'll just copy the same red, right? And I'm going to come here and I'm going to, where we have that shape, I'm going to paste that red here, there. I'm going to find a very subtle, like low opacity, right? A lot of people would say they want to drag the opacity here, which is fine. It works, but it's not always ideal, right? It's not always ideal. So when you're making your design system, make sure you cater for both low opacity and then shade. Okay, so let me just even give you people extra tip. The reason I said it's not ideal. Now take this for example. If I should drag this now to this card, right? Now what you are seeing here is this, right? Let me paste the actual red. So you will be the judge of which one is more appealing. So this is the actual red, yeah? When I use the opacity, right, you can see you can see it actually makes more sense compared to when it's like white. So when placing on the background, you probably want to use opacity instead of shade directly. Alright, so just so you guys know. So when you are working on dark mode, I think TikTok is recording the video. So when you're working on dark mode, right, you probably want to have something really subtle as what I just showed you. Take note. Power tip. So this black here, you want to change it to red. Let's find it in my keyboard. Paste it red. Here what do I do? Sorry, the black selection, make it red. Alright. So same thing for all of this. So I probably would just, being the lazy person that I am, probably would just delete it, right? So normally you should use components for all of this so you won't stress yourself. So what I would do on a normal day, actually, let's talk about that, is that I would just come here, right? Turn it to a component, create another component. This one is going to be pointing down like this, and it's going to mean legit alert ot wale. It's going to be somewhere around green. I'm just going to turn this to Xcode because I want to copy it and paste it here. So where I pasted it, I probably want to make that a lot more lighter. See, somewhere around here. Now you see, now since you already have these two components, right, I probably would just come to here. I'll delete all this nigga here. Delete them. I only need this component. Right? I'll duplicate it as much as I want, and I will change different states. And this guy that is green, that is pointing down, what I would do, sorry guys if I'm not zooming in properly, I figured what I would do in this case is this guy here has to be green also because it's credit alert. The grass is green where? Outside. You see, these are words that influences, you know. Yep. This is something like this. So I mean, she cannot be sending. Probably she's already earning like around 2M, you know, that kind of client. So of course, send 100K no go harder to get me at all. 2M ish. So wire me money. Now this guy here, this time is not as important, so you probably want to like keep it a little bit muted. You get not too much. From one is going to be from, and one is going to be to. Okay, from and then to. Right. So yeah. So you see, I think I love it. Now, there are cases where you want to specify processing and all of those things. In that case, but let me tell you this thing. I've done this research and I will put it to you that this guy here should remain black. The only thing that should be positive and negative is this your color here. This one there should be neutral. Then you can now beneath it, you can put processing, succeed, success, and the rest. Should we experiment that or should just go ahead? Yeah, let's experiment that. Now, same way we have time here, in the same way we are going to drag this element inside this guy here. We're going to join these two together, break the auto layout into two, right? Close it up to 0, align it to the left, close this really up, bring this down, change this to processing, and let's even call it success, right? So sending money out and sending money in probably does not need that. But anyways, when I get alert, successfully entered. So we can have that. We actually can have that here. Okay. So yeah, success, right? So we can have this here still maybe pending or processing. Here we say pending. I hate that shit. So we can have processing. Now here you can implement semantics. You know, processing color is right around, say, something like so, orange, kind of orange, yeah, and success is right around this green color we have here. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your transaction screen. Now, so this guy is not reloading. Okay, it's working now. Now you can see our top bar is not top barring. I'll teach you guys something, right? So this is your notification. So if you go to your OPay or your CUDA or whatnot, for example, when you scroll at the top, right? When you scroll at the top, right, you probably will still have these guys fixed to the top. They don't mess up. Let me teach you those. Let me give you that extra tip for people that are here. So you see as we are scrolling, it's not giving that. So these two here, this one here, okay, let me show you. This guy, firstly, make it a color of white, okay, make it white. Go to your prototype section and make it fixed, right? So that way we've already gotten one. But Figma is still beating us 1-0. Now these two here again, auto layout it. But sir, why? Simple. When you auto layout it, give it a padding of 24. Exact padding as your layout padding, as your layout margin, right? Now, when you now do that, give it a feel of white and then come here and make it fixed in one place. If you scroll it up, now you can see Figma is still beating us 1-0. Now what do you need? You need padding. See this guy here? You see that? See? You need padding. Now, how much of padding do we need? 8 it is sufficient. Now the 8 that we were using to add to this guy, we'll just close it to it. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, are we not good? I can still see that it wants to be moving, it wants to be moving mad. So you probably want to join these two together, right? These two, and give it right around minus, okay, -1. So that way it is locked. If you still think the padding needs to be a lot more at this bottom level, you just come here, this particular place, break your padding, individual padding, and then make this right around 12. You don't overdo it. If you overdo it, it will be too much. So if you even try 16, 16 is now starting to look like it's too much. You get me? But again, it works. Okay? Now, do you know the best part of this design? I want us to give it color. Is anybody with me? Let's give it color. Now, I will use this color. So we'll show you how to use is color. Now, first color we want to use here that I love seeing is this color here. Oh my god, it's so nice. It's so nice. That color, and this one now has to be a darker shade of that color. Now, guys, this is my favorite color. Semantics, guys, love it. I love purple too. We can choose to still use a variation of all of these. Play with the color, make it darker and lighter and darker and lighter. You know, we can play with it too. But then again, I mean, lonely at the top. Bang, 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 bang. Now, we can give this border radius of right around. Yes, you can get the Figma file when we are done. So I'll just give it border radius and then just reduce the opacity a little bit and make it right around 1.5. Now you see that? Are we cooking or not? We are cooking. Okay. Now let's keep it 1. I just want it subtle to just be there. Just give it this elevation. You get me? You see that? Now we have this. Now if I zoom in now, you can see how you can see the way it just works. You see that? Now we have done that. Now you see, since I used opacity here, you remember I didn't use black shade here. I used opacity. If I had used a shade of black, we would have been stuck with something like this. You see, but since I used white, guys, and then control the opacity, you see it just blended with the background. Can I preach? And then give it a stroke makes it look like a button. Make the button white, reduce the opacity of that stroke. Now it's clickable. Now it looks clickable. I mean, even without, come to think about it, without the stroke, it still kind of like looks clickable. But I mean, the stroke just gives it, there's emphasis on, you can click it. You see? Making it sharp might not really be the best idea. I probably would want to test it and do like few other variations and then test. And I probably not want to make it 100% radius, right? Maybe not. Test. Then this guy here, we're using a shade of black, which is wrong. So you can see that it's a little bit not as appealing, right? So keep right around white. We'll reduce the opacity if necessary. If you're not reducing the opacity, then you're finding a shade of this purple color. It needs to appeal. Okay, now we have this. Alright, so what do we do with this other guys? I'm tired. We need to cook today. Like, we actually need to cook. No jokes. So these guys here, we can keep it as simple as possible. Right? Can I cook? Yes. So I'm going to just click this through, enter it. When I enter it, I'll enter it again. Okay, so I can only enter it once. So when you click enter on the parent frame, you select all the child elements. You can see what is happening. So when I click on the frame, right, this particular role, if I see the frame, right, if I click enter, it selects everything on that except the first one. See, you guys should just know. So I can click on this overall frame and click once that selects the total frame, right? If I click again to enter and select individual element, that way I can control all the fields. Did you get that? Did you get it? Did you get it? It's not flying. We can use opacity here, right? Or we can just find the shade right around here. I think I know how this stuff works. Right around here. Everybody's saying, ew, it does not contrast. Of course it does not contrast. Because the elements that they are supposed to be purple. Ladies and gentlemen, they are supposed to be purple. You see that? Are you with me? Yes, you are. Okay? Supposed to be purple. Right? Now you can go further and these elements here, for the sake of being dynamic, we could choose to make this darker and leave the icons to be a little brighter. Will it work? Does it work? Does it work? You just try it out. Explore. No. Does it work? It's actually looking better if I am not mistaken. It is. Right? Alright, so these are our elements, everything that are done here. This guy break it down to around 24. All these icons that you have here, just highlight them, auto layout them. It will group it for you. You just take it somewhere. You can align it to the left, right? So that way you have your elements. Yeah, that's what you're listening there. This guy, we can call it transaction. I like my design very neatly. Transaction items. Alright, thank you so much for the rose, honor. Aha! Now you see, are we cooking? Yes, we are. Don't get bored, guys. We are still checking. We are still in the kitchen. And here I'll click this and I'll make this right around this color. Right? Are we still cooking? Yes, we are. So this pop now, I want to overdo it. I'm overdoing this thing. But is it working? Yes, it is. Here, make it. Nah, not that. The background color of this guy should be right around the shade of this. And then here should be right around this shade. Now you see, Tomi now is well done. So we can go ahead and say hi, right? Space Tomi, right? X, Y, Z, right? Good. As a man of a teacher, is stop. Good. Now remember this guy here, we turn it to what? 2. Okay. Now I probably would bring this design, right? Maybe increase the size and try to put it next beside this design. And then we begin to see the glory of the Lord. Alright? Now we are still cooking, guys. No, there's no need for just that right away. Now this particular, these two here, lock it together, make it right around 16 here, make it say right around 24. Okay, I mean, I'm super focused on the principles. You guys should actually just be making sure that these principles are things you can lock in your design. There's so much we can do here. There's so much, guys. There's so much. There's so much. Here we can put shadow here, right? We can put shadow. We can elevate it. We can increase the blur of the shadow. We can increase the blur, the shadow, increase the thickness a little bit. So now increase the y-axis to splash a little, to spill over on this intersection. Increase the blur, increase it. What do we have? Is it working? It's working. If I turn it off from here, now we have this. Now you see that? You can elevate it. You can enjoy this design. You can enjoy it. You can enjoy it, guys. You can enjoy it. You can send it up. I just sent it up now. See how it looks like at the top. Now you probably don't want your shadow to be exactly black. You want to pick on one of the purple and find a darker shade of purple. That way it is more subtle. That is more subtle. Now you see that? It's more subtle. Right? Now it's like these things now are coming up to your face. You just click. And then while you're clicking, you can maybe do an effect with one of those Flutter packages and just to come up while you click. If I prototype that, will you code that or no? All right. So I think it's a wrap. Not yet. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Everybody, you want to just go and go home. But let's do this on the file. Let me show you people a little bit of micro interaction here. I think somebody already drank from that fountain yesterday. She knows herself, right? So we just delete all of this. Here you just remove the opacity. You can make it white, right? Now, if I know my distance correctly, I'll make this at 14 exact, right? So you see what he did here: fast, safe, and consistent. Can we have that? Can we cook? Now let's go. This is going to be an exciting stuff, right? So let's say fast, safe, and consistent. All right. I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel. So probably if you have not subscribed, you should go and subscribe. After the class, relax. Now you just stay here and learn. Now, he did fondly, but the peculiarity of his elements, I love what he did there. So probably I'm going to expand this and then we work with this. I love what he did there. That's brilliant. So I'm going to work with this right. Change this to like this, right? Give it a border radius, perfect border radius. You know why I'm using the F elements? So we can still sustain the exact structure of having an F, right? So we don't miss it, right? So I'll bring this down here and I'll bring this a little bit here, right? And probably have a rotate version of it, right? Take this out, take this here, take this here. All right. So here. Nah, I think I'm missing it. All right. So the logo is abstract. Abstract means it's not exact. It's not in its literal form. So it's supposed to just be an abstract form to get. All right. So we could have something like this, and then have the rest that spells. It's actually kind of like weird. I'm not gonna lie. Fondly, right? We'll draw this down right around here. We'll make sure it's in the baseline, right? But I'll start exercising my brand identity skills here. This guy, I probably want to flatten it, so I need the vector. I know exactly what I'm dealing with. Just take here and group them. The only element you're allowed to group is your logo. When you're working with multiple vector files, right? And again, it's still fast, safe, and consistent. Is that tiny, guys? Yes, I can't see it. Is it too bold? Kinda, yeah. Okay, it's too bold. Make it a lot lighter, right? It's not working. This and probably will make it and in this format. Okay, and does it have to be exactly there? Nah. Could it be here? Yes. So we know that logo will just be there on its own. Does it violate the rules of proximity, which of course is a relationship? Yes, but I mean it's on the same layout. So there are times it could still work. Alright, now we have this and we have this. You see, there are times that a fizzy will put your logo in trouble. If you want, you see this, if you want to work with outline, right, you probably want to make it a lot more thicker than you think you want to, right? A lot more thicker. You see, something say right around 2.5. Get me? Right? And you see, looking at these other forms, I probably want to make this even a lot more thicker. So I probably will look at the individual sizes and increase them, say by 13. Right? Again, not so ideal. I think it works because I scale them together. So yeah, so make sure the spacing in between is precise. So everything works really. Oh my god, do you know there's so much animation we can do with this logo? Oh my god, are you guys ready for this? Take this guy out first. Let's cook this thing. Cook that thing. Let's turn this to start screen 2. We're gonna have a start screen 1. Right? Now you guys pay attention to me. Now this particular place here, I'm gonna turn on the flow point. And this flow point, I'll make it start, right? And I want to cook. Are you ready? Now this guy here, these 3 guys, I probably want to separate it. You see? You see that? No. I just thought of something, guy. I just thought of something. My head won't bust. My head won't bust, guy. My head won't bust. Separate it back. My head won't bust. Bring this guy here. We'll have 3, right? This guy here, we'll turn it off. And let's not even turn it off. Let's kill the opacity. This guy will bring it to the middle. Okay? We will now increase the spacing across board like this, like so. Right? Probably even increase the entire thing like so. And then maybe not too much spacing, so something like this. Now everybody's like, what is he about to cook? What is this one about to cook? Ideally, animating with animations like this it's not quite ideal, right? You do this with what's the word? Figma. Probably want to learn to like Jitter or Bright, That way you can easily export your animation and developers will be more thankful. And when you just give them a Lutzi file or a GIF, something they can tweak. Alright? Now, you see we have that, right? Okay, relax first. What am I doing? So, yep, we have this. Okay, this guy here. I don't even think I need this. I just need this two here. This guy with low opacity sending itself to maybe a version that adjusted to the left and then introduce this guy. Ticket. So this guy here probably needs to be less animation. I'm going to explain. You people should stay with me. I'm going to explain. So don't like bother yourself so much. Just see what I'm doing. So I'm dragging so after displacing my elements the way I did, I'm dragging my elements from the first frame to the second frame, right? And I'm using after delay. After delay simply means that starts after a particular milliseconds. Now I'm going to say 1 millisecond, which is like the least milliseconds. So almost immediately just start the animation for me. Alright, send it here. Make sure you are using Smart Animate. Did somebody just see that? Did you see that? Make sure you're using Smart Animate. The ease out should be right around 1200. I want you to feel it. Then go feel it. Right? But again, you don't want to make it slow. Performance. So you strike the right balance, guys. The right balance. Then go waiting. Feel it. Ease out, want to try bouncy, Prados will just come in bouncing or something like this. Boom! You see that? Boom! 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 But you want to do gentle, it should go in, go out, like all those, omoke, slow. You see that? I think I prefer this. Normal. Now send this one now to this again, still using after delay and 1 millisecond. See? Now you see, after it's, can I cook this thing? Okay, guys. I think probably have to retrace our steps. So from the first place, it sends to the next one, and then this next one is supposed to come from here. So we are supposed to have something like this. Wait first though. Wait, we are supposed to have something like this, then boom. You see? Again, I'm beginning to think that this screen is irrelevant. You can just send to this one. Gone. You see that? Delete this middle screen. Two screen is enough. Say two screen is enough. You see that? Probably now at this point we need to maybe slow it down, make sure it marinates in the minds of our users. They should feel it. Now that way we have something like this. Now this guy here is just there, meaning that in our composition here, if you check, is just there too. So probably you want to display it to the left. So when it's coming, it gives it. Are you following me? Ouch, my hand. Are you following me? Now you see, pay attention to the down, something is moving mad there. I don't know. Alright. So we good, right? Now we have from this. I hope promise is still here. This is your design. This is inspired by you. This is inspired by you. Okay? I love your attempt. I love the fact that you're a resilient guy. That's how great product designers are born. God, make this home. Right? So now we'll play it again and you see, boom. Play it again and you see, boom. Assuming we're going to have login screen, create account, sign up, all the shit. For now, we're not going to cater for that just yet because the objective was to replicate this design you see here. It was not to replicate, to redesign it, make it better while applying the design principles rightly. So if there's something we are not doing that you people are not even seeing, thank you so much. And you people are not even seeing is navigation bar. We never put them, guys. So this guy here probably want to make it right around. You want it to wait. So when it hits the font lead, you want them to see the name first. So maybe right around 1400 milliseconds. That's like 1.4 seconds. Not too slow, not too fast. It works. Okay, make it around that. Then transition should be faster. You could do 600, right? You could do 600, and it does not have to be on gentle. You could use ease out, or you could just use slide. Slide is beginning to look very archaic in my eyes, but sometimes it actually works. Fun fact: change smart animate to moving and make it moving to the left. Don't even move, make it push, right? Make it push, so you have something like this. You see that? Too good. I actually love that because they actually animated with the layers. You see? Did you see that? Did you see that, guys? Did you see that, guys? Sweet. Now let me explain this anime thing for you, for the people that are here. Let me give you access to breakthrough this anime thing. Right? Now, you're asking yourself, right? For the newbies, right? Not sorry, I apologize for calling you newbies, for the entry level designers or the people who are just starting, right? With design, right? With Figma. The way this anime thing works, it's not rocket science. So The way this anime thing works is not rocket science. Let me give you a secret, or let me tell you how it works. Figma is an intelligent system, meaning that they can read the starting point of your element and read the ending point of the element, right? How they are able to make use of that their intelligence is something called smart animate. Are you following? Now, when we use smart animate, right, which is here, okay, so you create your interaction, you drag your wire from the prototype section, you drag your wire to the next frame, it comes up with something like this. I already explained this one. On tap means you have to tap the entire frame, which is not what we want. We want it to be automatic. That's why we use after delay, and we set it to 1 milliseconds, because we want it to start almost immediately. Now, the smart animate simply means that intelligence that Figma has, apply it for us. Read my starting point from similar element I have here, right? Read that starting point and read this ending point here, and then simply animate it for me. Easy. That's what Figma does. It's not rocket science. Now you see things like so alternative for smart animate will be dissolve. There's no intelligence there. It will just dissolve for you. Instance, no intelligence. It will just dissolve. Moving, there's actually a little bit of intelligence there, but it has to do with like your layout, your layer, right? Then move out, push in, slide in, slide out. Oh no, no intelligence. This way gone that has, that's why it's called smart animate, right? Now the gentle here is just simply your either ease in, ease out. We'll actually go do a YouTube search on, say, transition type, ease in, ease out and stuff. I literally explained, you literally saw how it was working, how one was going quick, how one was going bouncy, how one was going slow, how it was easing in, it was easing out. Easing and ease out means it will go in and to go out. Like it will come in fast and then slow down at the end. Ease in back means it will go in and then somehow go back. Right? Easing back works somehow like gentle. So you just explore it and see how it works. But then that's actually how this stuff works. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Linear means it's just go plain. No fast in, no fast out, no, it's just go plain. That's why it's called linear. Right? So guys, that's actually the secret. There's no any other rocket science to this thing. But just to wrap this up, let me give you the final touch. The Abito shaker. The which is like the navigation point, guys. Nothing serious. One fact is we already have the navigation points. We already have the navigation system. Who can guess what we can use for the navigation system? Who can guess? 2K 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 is on the line. You can use that. Come on, you can use that for like quick 2.5 gig. 4 times. That's 500. 500 each. 4 times. Guess which section we can use for the navigation. Which section? No. I mean, which section we can duplicate and use for the animation? Okay, that's a better question. Which section we can duplicate and use for the animation? Right, fastest finger, 2K. Going? No, of course not. What the heck? I said, which section do you see in this design like this that we can convert to? I mean, no quick action. No quick action. Which section? The section almost does not have a name, but if you can describe it, that's a hint though. If you can describe it, which one? Someone said second section. What do you mean by second section? The one in the card, that's what I need. End. 2K for Patrick. 2K for battery. This section here, and I'll tell you why we can use this section. It's not that deep. Let me tell you guys something, right? So this section here, simple. The reason we can actually make use of it, we can literally just turn off the shadow, right? Turn off the border radius. Yeah, precious. I mean you're already on Telegram now, so just hit me. So increase it like this and duplicate it like this. Have you not gotten navigation already? You not stress me. So here, you can simply just remove the color from all the individual items. Turn it off. Simple. When you turn it off, this background here, the main auto layout that is there, you can reduce it to something very light. Assuming now we're going to be doing our own, right? So that ways we can, there are a lot of ways we can go around this. You know that floating navigation, guys. You know describe am well na dollars. You know describe am well, Aj. Like I just needed that on the card. That was good description. I mean, I had to think about your answer. So here, but everybody, I think most people got it, but just their description was wrong. Alright, so kudos guys, it means that you guys are paying attention. Alright, so here duplicate we can I know dey at all. So do you know we can this is so sweet. You know why I think this is so sweet? I feel like there's so much we can do. This design has so much potential. You know we could actually make it something like this. Oh my god, so much potential. Do you get me? So much potential. Then this guy turn it on, but it's going to be a shade of this, right? Then this other white guy could be a shade of, where is that up now? This one here. So much potential, guys. And you see, we already have something like this. Is it not looking like a navigation session? So is it not? It's not. We can make this white too. When we make it white, you know we can actually give it like, but wait, what kind of rubbish shadow is that? Reduce the blur, guys, to maybe 10. Okay, this y axis is too wide, it's too much of y. Bring it down a little bit, still kill the blur a lot more. This time we're not using a shade of, we want to reduce the opacity a little bit. See, after reducing the opacity, guys, you now realize that this transfer is giving too much. It's too much. So we find a saturated color within that hue range. Okay, within that hue range, and then you see, boom. So let me see what your navigation says, my guy. Card tools and settings. Can somebody suggest something? Can it be better? Can it be better? I feel we can have profile here, which is normal mental model. We could use card here, right? And then last one, we could do what there? We could do we could do finance. Finance simply means your investment and likes, and then we could do home. Yes, love it. Now this is interactive. Thank you guys. Good suggestions. Good suggestions. Now, who would guess the package? Who would guess the which icon package? Not even should be the use. Mic just went off. Thank God my second mic is charged. Can you guys hear me now? It's my speaker, chairman. I beg. Alright, so ask the question, right? Ask the question, right? And this one probably would attract 1K. Which, for the navigation section, which icon package would you recommend? And I have mentioned it here before. Let's go, fastest finger. Which icon package should we use? Nope, wrong. Nope, wrong. Nope, wrong. Nope, wrong. Yes, let's go. 3K for Patrick. 3K for Patrick. 3K for Patrick. For Precious, sorry. Amina, really. Tommy, you too, well done, no, well done. All right. So, okay. Now, Iconly Pro. Alright? I love this session. I mean, if you guys love this session, type love emoji in the comment section. I'm loving this. Do you get me? I'm loving this. Like, I want to do it more often with you guys. Do you get? I want to do it more often. More often. This is going to help a lot of people. You don't know how much this stuff can help you. The more you see good designs like this being made and being explained to you, it does something to your subconscious. You start to move different, guy. You start to move different. All right. So unfortunately, right, the the package, the icon I normally would use is somehow not available for me anymore. All right. I still have a session with service one-on-one session after this live. Probably. God damn it! I need to get this freaking plugin, guy. I'm not even sure if it's up to $30. Rubbish! I'm stressing my life like this. Okay, let's continue. No seeing icon package. Alright, we'll not allow that to be a barrier. So, because I really need my icons to be curved. Guys, I need my icons to be curved. To be curved. To be curved. I know there's a better. Who can suggest an alternative icon blogging for us? I know there's one, but I probably will have to start opening my documents, which my notepads, which I don't want to because I might expose some stuff. Who want to suggest? Okay, nobody. Fall back to Feather, right? I hate feather icon. God damn it. Jeez. No. Nah, I hate that icon. Like, for there are some cases when you want to use yes, hero icon. I know hero icon. Let's try it. But is it blogging? Yes, you icon. Relax. Anything bootstrap that looks like this thing. But I'm not even sure hero icon will give us what we want. Let's see. Nah, no please. No please. Iwi, 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 iwi. I don't think hero icon will give us what we want. Someone mention phosphor. Someone mention phosphor. Let's go. Someone mention phosphor. Let's try that. Icons package with rounded edges. If icon lead does not give me home anymore, then it's useless to me now. Let's see home. Nope, it's not giving us what I want. Let's try this one more time again. Unicorn. Are you sure it's giving rounded edges, spelling me? Are you sure? Are the edges rounded? Huh? Volume, are the edges rounded? Not sure. Should be prosecuted. You should be prosecuted. You guys, they are so good. I know it was there. I know. You can't restrict me for my baby. It's there. Yes, it's there. It's there. Now, here, profile, something called profile. I, I use this guy too much to not be one with it. Okay, what else? Card. Guys, remember we are using instances, so you guys should stay with me. Oh. Don't go yet, oh. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. We are supposed to tie the finishing touches. Finishing touches, there's finishing touches. Alright? So we're going to turn this to a component, right? And then our card, this thing probably will just go right around icon and get a card component there. Find the rounded one, which is this guy here. And then we're game, right, guys? We're game. And we've got card, we've got profile. Now you can just come into this, right? And you can start like, say, call this card, right? I see that. And this card somehow has stroke because they are trying to adapt from our previous element, right? So you just remove the stroke, right? So this thing, originally, this independent, right? They're supposed to be like components so you can easily switch them. So what you see here is more like mid fidelity kind of approach because we're supposed to turn this into a component and then make use of instances here so we can always change the master component. But then I'm just telling you that though, so you will not gonna move and this thing, you're not gonna move different in your when you are submitting final design. Alright, so profile. This profile again, same thing, remove the stroke. And again, let's just copy the shades, make sure that one is not black, the other one is not. Everything should blend. And then finance. You know, actually know the right icon to use for that finance. Should we cook? Should we cook? We're missing something here. Home. Home, guys. No, you cannot join the Telegram group. I'm so sorry. I mean, at least now, not now. Not now. I don't want anybody joining that group yet because I have a plan. And there's a Telegram group 2.0 coming. and that one is obviously going to be paid for. But then again, it's just what it is. I mean, I gave opportunities for people to. I mean, it was up for like 2 months, I think. People really did not give a. They did not really care how much. So, finance. I'm so sorry though. We can make use of this. It's looking all rounded. Yeah, yeah. So many people will know our. But then again, life is not fair. Okay, I'm sorry I'm having to use that, but life is not fair. So here, 24. This guy here, you make it a component, right? It's called finance. You just come here, you search finance, you slap it in. It's having this thing, you just find it and you remove the stroke and you make sure the color works with these guys that are here, right? So normally this gray is supposed to be this, see this type of gray we are using. It's somehow purple but it's gray. This is what really makes so those clean design you see and you're like, oh my god, this design is so clean. Like you really cannot put your hand to why those designs are clean. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the secret. Okay, I'm teaching now, people are not. Now you see while we are scrolling, this guy is still scrolling. Who wants to guess what we should do to this guy here? First person, first person, first person gets to join my Telegram group. First person gets to join the Telegram group. What do I do here? It's scrolling. I don't want it to scroll. What should I do here? Prototype it. That's not enough explanation. Prototype it to what? I just need one word. Emmy, well done. Well done. Well done, Emmy. Well done. I needed just that one word. Fixed. So you make sure here I set it to fixed. Right? Frame and lock it. Why would I want to lock it? Tell me. Why would I want to lock it? If you meant fixed, then please you got it right. So increase the blur, just make this a lot more subtle, right? And then guys, we have something like this. This guy here is not, I'm not still feeling this. It's giving me side eye. Make it like this right around here. Now if you test this design in your phone or your whatever screen, you will love it even more, right? So we could keep this with one role, right, and adopt this here, and it still works, guys. Does it work or does it not? It does, right? It does. Electricity, I'll find the icon, I'll put it and make sure it works. Shush. Alright, so thank you very much, guys. If you are not following me, follow me, right? Text me, send me a message Emmy on TikTok. I think I saw people can still send me a message. Yeah. So I would like you to follow me before I drop. It's on my everything, all the details are on my bio, my YouTube channel, everything is there. Right? So yeah, or just go on YouTube and type in X design. Okay. So yeah, I think that's that. So I'm just gonna play the prototype for you guys one more time and allow it to sync. See? Let me play it in an independent screen. Let me see if that has loaded. Wait guys. Hold up. You are dropping. Why? Why? Calm down. One of the Farabuku ballet. Let's play one more time. Lonely at the top. I think Signal is not rendering. Anyways, so you see here, 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 here. Now, let me explain something for you guys really quick. Now you can see, starting from looking at this design now, right? I just want to re-emphasize on some things. Looking at this design, right? You can see starting from the start screen, which I feel like can be a lot more improved on, even what I worked on, right? Can be a lot more improved on, right? We have this here, okay, and then we're able to like replicate the icon, make it better, make it thicker, then separate it, brought this guy down because I mean it was not working here. It was just looking somehow to me, right? And I feel like it being at the bottom would work a lot more. So we did that. We connected this frame to this using using after delay, using smart animate, formerly called auto animate or whatever. Yep. So we did that, set it Gen 2, use smart animate, made the transition time 1400. After that, we sent it to this screen. I think my mics are low, guys. Can you guys hear me now? I want to assume you guys can hear me. I just disconnected my mic. Okay, type Team X Design on YouTube. You should see my you should see my YouTube channel, right? So now back to this. Now, oh shit, I've lost it, guys. I've lost it. I've lost it. So not like I've lost it literally. I mean, it's just you don't understand. I was in the zone. I just left there now. Now let me take you guys back now. Stay with me. So what I did is that firstly we worked on the start screen, right? Sorry, just hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me let me do something for you. So now pay attention to the design. Look at it very well before we even start moving. Look at it very well, right? Start screen and home screen. Now, this was the design of one of my students. I mean, one of our community, Telegram community member, which I think he did really well. Again, there are no bad designs, there are better designs, and better designs are dependent on the design principles you are exposed to and you can rightly implement. Okay, now we worked on the start screen. We kind of like animated it, making it look somehow like this. Now, after we did that, right, we made sure that the icons were sitting a lot more better and we made use of a typical F in capital letter and we used our rectangle tool, sorry, we use our rectangle tool to trace it. Okay, we use our rectangle tool to trace it and to make it look more like F, right? Okay, so after that, this fast, save, and consistent. Instead of it being at the top here, we thought like it was not like sitting really, really well, right? It's not like looking like it's sitting well in my eyes. But then again, he brought it down, guys. He brought it down. Okay, that way, I mean, it sits well. Okay, and here and also a lot of people might say, I mean, principle of proximity, you're already like breaking the relationship between these two. I mean, they're in the same frame, for crying out loud. There's a relationship. Just distance relationship, guys. One is the anyways, a distance relationship. After that, we moved into the dashboard. The dashboard was pretty much but the dashboard was pretty much straight to the point, right? Not really. So we still kind of like adapted to the same. It was almost like we did not want to like entirely throw away the concept because I saw the vision of this dashboard right here. What we did is that we maintained that same vision. We made it better. Okay. We improved on the hierarchy, the contrast, right? The colors, everything. We improved on it, right? Hence, we ended up with this. The eye icon, the show icon, and hide icon for your account privacy. We put it somewhere around here. I mean, mental model, that was like the gist. This guy should be right around white. And then we added this for, say, covering more use case. Say you want to have an international account. Say the app was designed to have to hold maybe USD and pounds and all of those things. You could have that here, so you can easily switch your wallet. Now, while all of that was happening, we worked on this session. Again, we still kept the vision for this. We spiced it up. We made it a lot more better, right? Made it a lot more better. What we did here was we um, created an individual auto layout inside, and then we have like a parent auto layout holding all of it, right? So that way these individual elements are on field, meaning that they are being constrained by the parent auto layout. I want to believe you understand what that is. Now after that, we went forward to add a stroke and then add a shadow to elevate it a little bit, just to spice it up. And I think the shadow is kind of like big, right? And I feel like we could reduce it a little bit. Remember, we use the shade of purple, so it can be a lot more subtle, like a darker shade of purple, right? So we also made use of dynamic colors, dynamic shades, or say monochromic colors monochrome colors of the primary color to make the composition a lot more dynamic and harmonizing, right? We did that, and then we worked on the quick action, right? We used the shade of the primary color and then the actual primary color, and then made the title a lot more darker shade of purple or primary color, right? And then we worked on the transaction where we had like say the see all, right? Primary color means I made it underline, mean that it's an action, and then we worked on um, transaction part. Okay, I mean there's so much this transaction can be. There's so much, right? But then again, I feel like there's so much, we can do so much with this really. Like having the bank icons and showing transactions that happen within the ecosystem. Since we already have a username at the top left, and then we made the scrolls fixed, right? By clicking on these elements, adding padding to it, right? Adding padding like so. Why is this guy like this? Adding padding like so. Sorry guys, I think something is wrong here. Sorry. Yep. Adding padding like so and making the field white. I don't know why this is happening, but we need to checkmate this guy here. This guy is supposed to be center. Yep, and this thing is supposed to be 24. Guys, pay attention to that. Make sure this is exactly 390. 390 because that's the size of the frame itself. Like the padding is what's pushing this element away from the container. Alright, so we then group these two together and made them fixed. So when you're scrolling, it scrolls beneath it. You see? Right, so after that, yeah, transaction then worked on the navigation area, which I feel like can be a lot more better. I promise you, it could be a lot more better. You get me? So guys, so that's what's up. That's what we did, and I'm excited. So thank you very much for being here. It's been a pleasure. Again, I don't have a specific time I come live. I just spontaneous. If I'm feeling it, if I have a little bit of time in my hand, I'll just come live. Like after right now, I'm just going to work. I want to go and make 100 million. That's my goal for this year. So, yep. Doesn't matter the frame used. Now, QA, guys. QA. QA. Um, doesn't matter the frame used in the design. Doesn't matter the frame. You want to rephrase that.
Please, who knows the blogging he uses? I made use of three different plugins. I made use of Iconify for this particular icon here when icon disappointed me. I made use of feather icon. I made use of feather icon, iconly, iconify. Every other thing here was made by us. Okay, thank you so much. QA, anybody else? Please, what plugin do you use? I've answered that. Like, I use the latest iPhone thing anytime I design. It's not always advisable. So Tommy would tell you that it is better that it is good you use small screen size. Example would be whenever I design personally, I use iPhone 13. And the reason I use iPhone 13 is because according to statistics, it shows that most phones in production do not exceed or go below 390 by 844 resolution. So yeah, I think that's something you want to use. Some people use iPhone 13 mini. See, the smaller the screen size, the more your design can work in a bigger screen size, right? So it's just when designing, right, you want to cater for in case your design ends up in a small screen phone, how is it going to look like? Do you get me?